Dear students, in this unit, we will talk about reproduction in flowering plants. Now, flowering plants or angiosperms, they mostly reproduce sexually. In sexual reproduction, what happens that pollen is carried out with the help of either insects or the wind, and it reaches from one flower to the another flower, and this process is known as pollination. Now, in this process, pollen or the male gamete of one flower reaches to the female part or the ovary of the another flower and fertilize with the ovule present inside the ovary. And this fertilization results in the formation of zygote, which ultimately becomes a seed in these flowering plants. Now, some of these seeds will ultimately grow and make a new plant. Now, when we talk about the sexual reproduction, you can see that there are here is the flower which contains both male part. This is the male, which is known as stamen. It contains anther, which is the tip, and the stalk is known as the filament. Now, this anther contains male gametes or the pollens. Now, these pollens are released into the air or through wind or through the birds. It somehow reaches the female part or the carpel of the same flower or the other flower of the same species. This carpel contains, as you can see here, the ovary part has egg inside. This pollen actually fertilize the egg, and that results into the formation of embryo and ultimately the seed. Now, this sexual reproduction is actually of three types in the flowering plants. One is known as autogamy. In autogamy, transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of same flower takes place. For example, in viola or oxalis plants, this happens. As you can see here, if the anther or the pollen from the same flower reaches the ovule of the same flower, this is known as autogamy. Then we have geitonogamy. In this geitonogamy, transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of another flower, but the plant is same. This is known as geitonogamy. This takes place frequently in the plant known as cucurbitacea. Now, when we talk about the xenogamy, in xenogamy, actually the transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of another flower of different plant, but the same species takes place. For example, papaya tree. The papaya tree always have cross pollination. Now, after this pollination, a unique double fertilization process takes place in these flowering plants. In the double fertilization, ovule develops into seed via the surrounding ovary that develops into a fruit. This egg within the ovule unites with one of the sperm cells, forming a zygote, and then that develops into an embryonic plant which is contained in the future seed. Other than this, two other polar nuclei which are present in the ovule, they also fuse with the sperm cell and form first cell of the triploid endosperm. This tissue is actually very nutritive, and it has hormonal function which is required for the development of seed. It surrounds the developing embryonic plant. This process in which two separate cell fusion takes place is known as double fertilization. Now, as you can see here, the complete process is given. As you can see that pollen grain from the male stamen reaches the female part of the flower, and through this pollen tube, these sperms are migrated inside the ovule. Now, when you can see this ovule is actually enlarged here, you can see that one sperm nuclei actually fuses with the egg, while the other sperm nucleus is fuses with the polar nuclei. So this fusion results into the formation of endosperm, while this fusion results into the formation of embryo. So these is known as double fertilization, and this double fertilization is the reproductive hallmark of flowering plants. Now, these flowering plants or the angiosperms, uh, most of the time they use the sexual method in which the male part reaches the female part and um, fuses with each other to form a zygote, which develops into the embryo. Other than the sexual reproduction, there are certain mode of asexual reproduction which is also takes place in these flowering plants, such as modified stems. Stems can also be separately grown on the soil and they can develop into a new plant. Then we have rhizomes. Rhizomes are also certain structures of these plants which can be detached from the parent plant and they can be grown into the soil. Then we have tubers and bulbs. For example, in the potatoes, there are certain tubers or the eyes which are present on the potatoes. They can be cut and they can be separately grown and they can develop into a completely normal plant. It is not sexual reproduction, it is a kind of asexual reproductive mode. Then we have combs and stolomes. These are different methods through which asexually these flowering plants can reproduce. Reproduction in these plants mainly present revolves around the flower, which has both male and female gametes when we talk about the sexual reproduction in these flowering plants.